I'm going dry fly, so.
Good for you.
You're putting a dry fly by the time we get out there.
If it's calm, I'll take this off pretty quick. You know how I am with dry flies.
It's going to be a nice sunrise.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful sunrise.
We are in Steady Brook this morning, so we just left the Marble Inn and 30-second boat ride, maybe. And we're sitting on the water. We haven't made a cast yet, it's very hard. But we're here waiting. We've got dry flies on because it's perfectly calm and just, the water's asking for it, so it's hard waiting for that first cast. I'm sure you all know how much I love mornings by now, but these sunrises, they make it worth it, so. My cast is not awake yet.
No? It'll wake up.
Terry and I consider this our home river. We love the variety here. You'll find everything from your normal Atlantic salmon grills all the way up to 40+ pounds, which adds to the excitement because you'll never know what's going to break the surface and take your fly. We guide here from mid-July until October when the season ends. Yeah! Awesome. Just as I take off my dry fly.
Strong.
He's like a little bullet. The perfect release.
Perfect release. He's a strong little fish. I'm surprised. He punched way above his weight class with that fight.
We drop down the shoal a bit, and Terry hooks into a really nice fish.
Whenever we hook a big fish on the lower Humber, our first goal is to get to shore as quickly as we can. That way we can play the fish in quieter water, get them in faster, and release them safely.
Well, you're down to your... Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he's up there.
I didn't know I could reel this fast. I was a little bit nervous that I was going to lose him on the boat ride in. And then it would have been a lot of my fault.
No.
There's a lot of pressure, you know, when it's not your own fish. It was peaceful. Oh. Wow. Stop. You gotta stop. Oh. It's a big tail.
That's a big girl. Nice fish.
Nice one, Terry. That was awesome.
You wet?
I'm soaked.
Let's go dig down past your waiter.
And went up to my elbows. It was all for the fish. It was worth it.
That was, I saw you dip it down. I said, oh my God, she got her waders
I thought
down.
I had my waders up.
Are you wet?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's too funny.
Seeing one of these big Atlantic salmon up close just reaffirms our commitment to conservation and to doing everything we can to preserve this species for future generations.
Those are some really great floats you're getting this morning.
Yeah, so do you know what I'm doing here? When I cast it out, after I finish my forward cast, as the fly is still going forward, I'll make an aerial mend, so just like a reach mend upriver, and then I bring the tip of the rod back down so that it's kind of watching and in line with the fly. And it just creates more of a drag-free drift. It gives you a lot of slack line so that it floats natural.
Yeah, it's really, and on this river, as we know, that is the best opportunity to get a fish is completely dead-free drift.
Yeah.
They really seem to like it.
They do.
Now, on some rivers, they like a drag, but that's, you figure that out as you go. But we know here from experience that dead is the way to go. A nice dead drift.
There's other rivers that I've caught a bunch of fish on skating the bomber, but here I don't ever get them skating on the lower Humber.
I've had big ones move on it skating, but never to take it. It's like they follow it, like they're curious, but they've never attempted to.
And they're bigger fish here too, so you almost need like that slower float maybe.
Yeah, they kind of just rise up really slow and
You
suck
need
it in.
the time to think. I feel funny doing it sometimes because it's a really exaggerated
It is,
reach.
yeah. But it gives you that, enough slack to get that really nice presentation.
Yeah.
And without having too much slack that if a fish takes, you can't set
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
right.
So it's a delicate balance, but it's when you got it, it's really good.
Yeah, and that's another thing with the when you're setting the hook on a dry fly on this river, you set it almost immediately in August.
Yeah.
It changes. It changes as the weather gets colder. But you'll set it immediately, like as soon as the mouth of the fish breaks the surface, you've got to pull and set the hook immediately. Whereas some places you wait a couple of seconds before you set.
Yeah, and any video I've done of like big ones taking the fly is usually they reach, by the time you see them, they've got the fly.
Yeah.
Even though you think sometimes you miss them by looking at our video, is they hit the fly with the mouth open. So you've
Now,
got to be ready.
if we could get one to do that right now, it would be perfect.
We've got to demonstrate it. Oh.
Okay, so this wasn't immediately after, but it was close.
God, I could see him coming for it.
A very aggressive grills.
I could see him coming to the fly.
With the sun coming down behind
I
us,
could
you see the
right
color.
underneath his jaw.
This episode is brought to you by Marble Inn Resort, your base camp for Western Newfoundland. So we're back here on the same pool that we finished up on this morning. We went in, had a little bit of lunch, and it was really hot. It was 28 degrees. So we gave it a break for a few hours, and we're back here now because there was 2 or 3 really big fish here before we went for lunch, and it was just, they were so nice, but we couldn't get them. So we're gonna give them another little try here, and then we're gonna head downriver a little bit to a pool called Shellbird. Really nice place, big mountains in the background, scenic. So we'll,
And tidal.
and it's tidal dependent, so really good on the incoming tide. Yeah, hopefully get some fresh fish coming in on the tide and then holding up for us down there. So we'll see if we can be first boat down there while still fishing this one first. I don't know. We are using a variety of non-product rods in the original and Wren series. They're 9 to 10 feet in length, in 6 and 7 weights. We've got Waterworks lamps and reels, and weight-forward floating lines. The leaders we taper ourselves. They're about 10 to 18 feet in length, and down to about 10-pound test.
You see him?
Me? They're not moving. And we're not moving now either. We had to change of plans. So there's 3 big fish there now. And we're going to stay here and try to get these guys to take rather than going down river because they're really big fish. And they're beautiful. And the sun is just going to go down below the hill there. So hopefully in another few minutes, it'll be easier to stare at the fish and see them. And the fly might look a little bit better for them. That is the goal. Fingers crossed. I got Terry's lucky fly this afternoon. Pretty excited.
I never like to leave fish to go look for fish, so we'll get you to Shellbird Island sometime before the season ends.
We are proud to partner with Marble Inn Resort. Visit marbleinn.com.
This is our second day on the water. We're up early, conditions are perfect, and fish are showing right away.
Seeing a fish rise like that is enough to wake anybody up. The grills that are coming in this time of year are so healthy. Sometimes with grills, we hold them in the net in the back eddy of the boat until they're ready to go, and then just flip the net. It makes for a great no-touch release where you don't have to handle the fish. In no time at all, Terry has another grill on. The fish must have moved in overnight on the tide. They are fresh and aggressive.
That was very dramatic.
That was the best job I've ever seen.
Thank you, thank you. I do have mad net skills.
That was a nice fish. No matter how fast the action is, I've always got time for a cup of coffee. We are on the lower Humber River this morning, and we're fishing just outside of Marble Inn. So we had a really nice morning on the water. We had some wind and rain and some nice quiet time, which was always nice. We hooked a few fish, nice healthy grills. They're like footballs. They're so exciting. Lots of nice colors on them, pink and purple, and they're beautiful Atlantic salmon this time of year. So we're just about done here for the morning. My cast is falling apart. My arm is gonna fall off. It's always my sign to get off the water. But it's been a great day. Head inside now, probably grab some breakfast and be good. Maybe a massage. We're still looking for that big one. We're not done yet, but it was a good morning. Visit Marble Inn Resort's saltwater spa to add a little relaxation to your Western Newfoundland adventure. Fly fishing can bring you to some breathtakingly beautiful places. This river winds its way through the northern section of the Appalachian mountain range, and we are blessed to call it home. It's cooled off a little for both the fishing and the weather. That means countless trips to the fly box looking for something that will crack the code. We'd like to thank Marble Inn Resort for hosting us this weekend. We had a fantastic time. The food, accommodations, and fishing were first class.
putting pressure on yourself.
This was fun.
It was amazing. Great couple of days.
Yeah, so we came here to Marble Inn to fish for 2 days.
Close to the river, right on the shores of the Lower Humber. Probably my favorite river of all time.
Yeah.
Just because of the mystery. You never know if it's going to be a grilse that's going to break surface or if it's going to be a 40 or 50 pounder. I always take a minute whenever we fish the Lower Humber if you get a big one because it's a special moment. And
Yeah.
rather than brush it off and say, let's get another one, it's good to take that moment and just appreciate where you are and how many fish are here and how beautiful everything is around here and what we have in our own backyard is pretty amazing.
30 steps away, sitting on a river and do it in the middle of nowhere.
30 steps away and 20 seconds from one of the best pools on the river.
Yeah.
So it's my favorite river. I make no bones about it. I love this place.